you throw her used pads just on the dustbin. You know, there's tissue there, friend. You can fart wherever you want. You can fart how you want. So are you thinking of moving out? You want to move out of your partner's house? You want to move out of your parents' house? Maybe your parent told you, Ebu, leave right now. You are too old to live in this house. And you don't know how to start. You don't know how it is to live alone. You do not know anything about living alone. So I'm here to share with you things you should know about living alone. If you're living alone, watch this video. It's going to be fun. Maybe you can relate to 1 or 2 or 3 things. Let's start this video. It's not easy. It's not easy. You see that tap that is spoiled. You see that, let's say, that fridge that is damaged. You see that that bulb. You see that whatever. Like a lot of things. You are going to have to do it alone. You have to fix it alone because you don't have any other person to fix it. You see that bed that you want to move from that corner to that corner and it's too heavy for you to do it. You have to do it alone. Actually, I wish you see me sometimes. Me just pushing. Like, I love to change my environment. I don't love to see the same environment for the longest. I love to change something. Maybe in the sitting room, in the bedroom, blah, 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 blah. My bed is heavy. My bed is heavy. My child's bed, and then my room is very small. So you can imagine sometimes I want to change things and I'm like, hey, I'll be sweating there because I don't have anybody to help me with that. The second thing is, let me tell you, if you're sick, what is that talking on my nose? If you're sick, if you're sick, be ready. Be ready to be your own nurse. Be ready. If you die in that house, it's you alone. It's you alone. That's one thing that I had to learn alone. There's this day, actually that time I was not even totally alone. I was with my baby. She was still a baby. She was, I think, 1 year. And I was very sick. Yeah, I was very sick. I was having fever. My body was shivering, like chills everywhere. I was actually 6 stars. I thought I would die. I actually thought I would die. In the back of my mind, I'm like, is that really hard? Like, is that really bad? I am sick in this house. I don't have anybody to help me. Maybe just help me. Maybe get some medications from the pharmacy. I had to walk to the pharmacy. I was shivering. I was having fever just to the pharmacy. It was that bad. It was that bad. So that's one thing they don't tell you about that. When you are sick, you're sick by yourself. You're sick by yourself. Another thing that I really struggle with is food. Food goes bad. In Kenya, it's actually easier to shop for food compared to Germany. In Germany, everything is in packages. Even bread. My bread doesn't... I always leave like 2, 3, 4 pieces and they're already damaged because I'm alone. It's me and my daughter right now, but technically, let's just say I'm alone, okay? For this whole video, let me just say I'm alone instead of me, yeah? I'm alone. So the food is not gonna last long if I don't eat it. So if it's carrot, at least in here you can buy 1 carrot. There you couldn't buy 1 carrot. You have to buy a bunch of carrots. By the time it's 1 week later, it's already damaged. That's one thing they don't tell you about living alone. Another thing is the chores. Everything is you. So if the kitchen is dirty, if you're not washing your dishes, that is on you. Nobody's going to come and help you. If you have a lot of chores, that is on you. If you don't do it, that is on you. If this house is going to have a mold everywhere, flies everywhere, that is on you. That's one thing they don't tell you. It's kind of a positive and a negative. So first we're talking about the negative. So that's one thing that maybe you're sick, maybe you're not feeling fine and you want some help. You can't get it. You have to do it by yourself. Another thing that is so funny, but I know a lot of you can relate if you're living alone, is any sound in this house. It's alarm to me. Because I'm alone and maybe my daughter is sleeping close to me. Anything, it's alarm. You know, sometimes furniture can actually, right now in this house is a little bit much more peaceful compared to where I was living in Germany. Let me tell you, in Germany, the place I was living was not safe. It was not safe. Any sound I will hear, anything, hey, I will start shivering. I will start shivering. That's how bad it is. Like, kwanza me, I'm a chicken. Me, I get scared easily. easily. I overthink easily. That's one thing they don't tell you about living alone. When you live alone, you overthink easily. You overthink about everything. So when I used to hear any sound, I'm like, guy, I start having heartbeat. Maybe they're coming to kidnap me. Another thing, when anything happens to you, fire, whatever, you're by yourself. You're by yourself. When somebody wants to come and break in your house, you have to fight the thieves alone. The thieves alone. It's funny, but it's not funny. But that's one thing. When you want to live alone, you have to have a thick skin. You have to be brave, and And it has taken me some years to be like, I'm not that scared. I used to be scared of ghosts and all that. And these days, I'm not. I've really removed my head out of those things, because before they used to eat me up. I will not sleep. I will sleep with the lights on. I would think some demon is coming to strangle me, which I used to have really bad dreams about that. But the anxiety. If you have anxiety, it's gonna get more if you don't deal with it. It can get really lonely. You have some good news, you don't know who to celebrate it with, and it can make you become very disconnected from socializing from other human beings. It can really isolate you. So if you know how to balance, you see all these things that I'm mentioning, the positive and the negative, it's either you know how to balance, because if you do too much of that, it's gonna be negative. If you do too much of that, it's gonna be, you need to know how to balance all these things. You can fall into a very, very toxic habit of drugs, of overeating, of being unproductive, masturbation, drugs, being dirty, like a lot of bad habits. If you don't have self-control and self-discipline, that's one thing I really struggled with in the past. These days I'm very good at it. I know when I say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Cleaning, everything, I'm very top notch. But in the beginning, it was a little bit of a struggle, because that time I was depressed. I was not mentally okay. But I feel like all these things, if you're not mentally okay, it's going to mess up with you even more. Another thing that is so funny, but let me say it, is when you live alone, you're going to have some habits, and then when you're with people, or you're around people, you can do it. Let me just give an example. It doesn't mean I've done it, but let me just give you this scenario. Imagine you're living alone. You just mind your own business. For man, you go to work, you come back home. You go to work, you come back home, and you're comfortable in your own space. Yeah, it's your house. You can fart wherever you want. You can fart how you want. You can fart how much you want. Nobody's going to ask you. Nobody's gonna judge you. Nobody's gonna stop you. So you see, when you get used to that, you're in the kitchen, you're in the balcony, you're in the sitting room, you're in and then you go around people. You go around people, and then you forget. Or which other weird habit? Talking to yourself. Me, I love talking to myself, by the way, because life is so short. If I cannot talk to myself, how can I be able to have a conversation with other people? I feel like first you create your own relationship with yourself, and then with other people. So I would talk to myself, and then there's a day I was talking to myself. They asked me, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, "Me." "You're talking to yourself?" "Yeah." I thought it's normal. It's not normal. Guys, comment down below and tell me if it's normal or not to talk to yourself. Overall, if you live alone and you're used to living alone, there's some weird habits you want to protect yourself from doing in front of people. So those are the negative things about living alone. I'm gonna do a part 2 if you want me to do a part 2. Okay, I'm gonna do a part 2. Let's talk about the good stuff now. It has taught me to have boundaries. I have boundaries. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. First of all, there's one thing I want you guys, before we start this video, please, if somebody does not respect your house, if somebody does not respect your space, that person does not respect you. Your house is you. Your house is where you sleep, where you do everything. So that means your house is you. So if you meet a person who does not respect your house, who does not respect the things in your house, it obviously means that they do not respect you. Period. Okay, period. So Let's talk about the good things about living alone. The first thing is it taught me boundaries. I know my boundaries. I know what I am going to tolerate and what I'm not going to tolerate. When you live alone, it's only you. You are learning about yourself. You have all this time to learn about yourself. And one thing living alone has taught me, and it's gonna teach you, is to have boundaries with you and with others, especially with you and what you're going to tolerate. Everybody have their own rules in the house. If I come to your house and you tell me don't drink in the carpet, I am going to respect that, because that is your house. You have your own reasons why you don't like to drink in the carpet. So maybe you have a white carpet, maybe you have a very bright carpet like mine, when it's dirty just a little bit, the whole carpet looks like a mess. It has taught me how to have even boundaries with myself and how to respect myself, because if I don't respect my house, how are you going to respect me? How are you going to respect? By the way, this is very deep. I've learned to be so independent that I can fix a lot of things in this house. I can fix a lot of things. You learn a lot. You learn how to fix your things. You learn how to repair things. You just learn how to be very handy. You know what I mean? You can eat whatever. Me, I can eat whatever I want in this house. If I want to eat ugali every day, I'm going to eat ugali every day. Nobody's going to stop me. I can cook how I want it. I can make food how I want it. And that's one thing I really find it hard when I have visitors. That's one thing I love about living alone, is I can cook whatever I want to cook. I can eat whatever I want to eat. Before her, I could eat whatever. And that's why I said that it can be positive and negative. Before, I used to eat whatever I want to eat, right? But I used to eat very, very unhealthy food. Living alone can make you have a lot of freedom, or be so free that you can eat whatever. And if you don't balance it, you're going to start eating bad food, and then it's going to end up in obesity, health issues, blah blah blah. But when you are mentally okay, you can eat whatever you want to eat. If you want to eat veggies every day, you're going to eat veggies every day. Who is going to stop you? Nobody. And if they try, that is your house. You're paying rent for it. The next thing is privacy. One thing I love about myself and I've come to really value is my privacy. I love my privacy. I do not want somebody to come and judge me. Why are you doing that in this house? Why do you have that? Why is this here? Like, it's my house, bro. It's my house. I do not want to be judged. That's why I'm living alone. I love my privacy. I just love my privacy. Another thing I love about living alone is the house is clean, and it can be messy just because of you. If I make my own mess, it's my own mess. I love when the house is clean. I can't think right when the house is untidy. I can't think right when the floor is dirty, the house is smelling. I can't. It just teaches you how to have a routine and boundaries, because before I sleep, I wash the dishes. When I wake up, I have to clean the floor. I have to sweep everywhere. I want to start the day in a clean house. When you live with somebody, maybe the person is untidy and they eat and leave the dishes on the sink. One thing I used to hate about living with somebody, because I've lived with roommates and all that, one thing that used to really drive me nuts is they'll finish eating, they'll take the plate and put it in the sink, not on the side of the sink, inside the sink. That thing is my pet peeve. I hate that, because why the hell are you putting the plate on the sink while another person might need the tap, might need to use the sink? Maybe they want to wash something. Why the hell are you piling up the things in the sink? Put it well on the side there, on the side, so that another person can, those small things. Or I was living with another roommate, and that thing was so disgusting. Hey, use pads, my guy. Use pads. The girl would take the pads and throw it on the dustbin where everybody is seeing. And that house you are living, that apartment you are living, it's not only women, also men. So the girl will throw her used pads just on the dustbin. There's tissue there, friend. There's tissue there. Why don't you take the fucking tissue, the pad inside, roll it well, and then throw it on the dustbin? Why do we have to see your blood looking at us like this, and as we are looking at it like this, we are like, hello? Are you in the wrong place? Are you lost? Imagine. So those things used to really, or maybe you have a roommate and it's a man, the man goes and pees on the toilet seat, including the floor. And you're like, bro, really? So those are the things that I cannot deal with, and I'm so glad I'm living alone. Overall, living alone, it comes with a lot of good and bad. In everything in this life, there's good and bad. If I was to live with a roommate, I would say, hell no, me, I can't. I love my house. I love my space. I just love the freedom that comes with it. I just love the peace that comes with it. I just love the freedom. I don't have to be wondering, oh my god, let me not do this because this other person is in the house, or let me not do this, or because they'll think. I don't need to worry about judgmental human beings, or and it's understandable. When you live with somebody, you have to compromise some things. And if you're thinking about living alone, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Please be careful who you bring to your house, because sometimes you may bring somebody to your house and literally these people are bringing bad energy to your house. So know how to protect your house. There's ways of how you can protect your house. Your house is you, so respect it. If you don't respect your house, nobody is going to respect you. If you don't respect where you live, where you sleep, where you eat, where you literally survive, who is going to respect you? Who? And nobody.